Will put his whistle to his mouth, and the game does begin here. So Swansea City against Sheffield Wednesday, off and underway on Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Swansea looking to build on their strong start to the season. They currently sit fourth in the table. Sheffield Wednesday can move out of the bottom three with a victory. So Wednesday playing as we look in this first half from left to right. Tom Lees has got some defending to do, and he takes a backward roll as he hooks the ball out of play for a throw-in on this near side. Bango from halfway to Jan Dander, an enigmatic, tricky player up to the edge of the penalty area, but he hit it low, and there was Burner into Bannon, and now Rhodes holding the ball up, lays it a little short, but Luongo just gets there in the nick of time away from Corey Smith, and now Callum Patterson feeding it down the line. The chase is on there for Jordan Rhodes, but Bennett always had 10 yards on him. And surely it's gone out of play, and it has. And Ryan Bennett just knocks it straight out of play pretty much along the whitewash, and Wednesday get a throw in an attacking position.
Well, you know, looking at Wednesday, when they're defending it, it's almost like a 5-4-1. Ayew on the left hand, he's playing on the left hand side, almost like a full-back winger. Van Aken's, you know, in 10 yards. So when they're defending, it's like a flat back five. You know, he's obviously setting his stall out to make sure that he nullifies in the last third. He keeps it very, very tight.
Well, keep it tight for 15 minutes. That's the message. Well, they've lasted 10 and a half without too much fuss at all. Here's Patterson taking the throw-in into the midriff of Liam Palmer. He will turn it back out to his Scotland international colleague, who crosses. Decent looking ball back stick. Burner was there. There are plenty of bodies in white too. It will be kept in play by Adebayo over on the far side. He drops his shoulder, skirts to the byline, centres the ball in low. Maybe a shooting chance for Burner, and it was in at the near post. Freddie Woodman made the save, knocking it into the turf.
Yeah, straight away they're getting crosses in very, very quickly, and Adebayo on the left hand side pulled it back and somehow hit.
And another cross into the box. Oof. And Kieran Westwood was backpedaling, and in the end it goes out of play for a goal kick. But Cullen, from virtually at the near touchline side, sent in an arcing ball that really gave Kieran Westwood something to think about.
Well, there's no way that was intentional.
No.
If it would have been an absolute fluke.
Joe Wildsmith is coming on, and Kieran Westwood is coming off. Joe Wildsmith will re-enter the fray. I'm sure he wasn't expecting it. 2 clean sheets in his 2 games prior to the international break, so he shouldn't lack confidence coming onto the field of play. The 2 goalkeepers just have a high five and a quick word. So Football Heaven, BBC Radio Sheffield. Millwall are leading Reading by a 1-0. Man City won in Greece at Olympiakos by a 1-0 as well. No goals at Anfield between Liverpool and Atlanta. No goals here. Not many chances, but there's more in this game than I think there was at Preston, although mercifully, as regards punishment, less drama. No one's been sent off as Bannon spots this corner over on the far side, the left. The likes of Van Aken are forward. Patterson is lurking around the penalty spot. Luongo is taking up a position on the edge of the box, and the likes of Burner and Lees at the back stick hit into reach,
yes.
And he scored! What a brilliant training ground move that has paid off as Adam Reach, with a first-time shot, fires the ball in past Freddie Woodman. Well, that plan certainly worked, and it worked to a T. 26 minutes of the game gone. What a corner! And it's Swansea 0, Wednesday 1.
Well, I said before kick-off that players need to step up to the mark, and if you can't get them in free play, you get them from set plays, and that was a fantastic execution from a training ground exercise. There was straight away you could see Reach was on the back post there. He's hovering around, and it was a signal for him to come out of the pack. And there was Bannon finding him with his with a superb pass along the floor, and then a great execution by Reach with his left foot, smashed it in the back of the net.
But with this Sheffield Wednesday team, we've seen a lot of them trying to play it around and out from the back. So this idea of Pulis ball and getting it forward with every opportunity That certainly isn't being deployed here as Patterson, lovely ball off the chest to reach to hit one on his left boot. Tried the spectacular, of which he's more than capable, but on this one from 25-30 yards, it veered well wide of the keeper's post.
Yes, it was just sitting up nicely for him, wasn't it? Just as it was bobbling and he fancied it, he's seen the keeper 6 yards off his line. And if he had really got that, on target, that would have been a goal for sure.
And now Yandanda, backtracking just away from the edge of the penalty area. Wants support, the enigmatic little number 10 type, but he's challenged well by Luongo. The loose ball into the feet of Kyle Norton. Norton now picks up the pass in pink boots here to Bidwell, to Roberts, who's switch flanks to the right-hand side, teases the ball in, and a good bit of pressing there by Van Aken as Low follows up with the shot. It's Van Aken again who denied the effort towards goal. Then Burner will head it clear into Bannon, who's holding it up away from Grimes, and he takes a tumble. He'll win the free kick, but on two occasions there, Brian Laws, Van Aken earned his stripes.
He did, yes, he was sitting in there and he's blocked a shot, he's headed the ball out. It's been well marshalled by, I would say, the three centre-halves there in a tight situation. And I'm sure Tony Pearce will be delighted with the way that they've defended as a unit. They've been excellent.
The Liberty Stadium then, an increasingly chilly night under the floodlights, but Sheffield Wednesday have put in a strong first half performance and deservedly lead against the high-flying Swans. Adam Reach goal midway through the half from a well-worked corner routine is the difference between the two sides.
And especially, they're at home and they've been very, very poor going forward, so it didn't surprise me they've been shut out.
Ayew rolling the ball on now to Smith, who crosses at the near post, and Lowe's first time shot hammered wide in the end by 2 or 3 yards, but perhaps a glimpse of what Swansea are going to try and do in this second half.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think Swansea could play any worse, and there'll certainly be an improvement. It's given Steve Cooper an opportunity to adjust his team. You're a fullback, you can play either side. It's just a slight adjustment, instead of turning inside, you turn outside. Just got to keep remembering where you are. Otherwise, defending's the name of the game.
Well, here Wednesday are defending. It's Palmer who loops his header away. Patterson fell backwards as he won it in the air, and now the counter-attack is on. Bannon picks out Reach, who's driving through the middle. Oh, it's knocked it through the legs of Cabango, and he just couldn't get it in time towards Jordan Rhodes. Now Bannon will look up 25 yards from goal, out to Odebajo here. This is good from Sheffield Wednesday. Odebajo lets fly right-footed, always rising over the angle of crossbar and post.
Yeah, Baggio going inside. I'd rather him try to curl that. He would have had a better chance rather than, driving with his laces. But, it's been a good second half again.
Oh, well, Jordan Rhodes is coming off. Elias Kachunga will replace him in their youth ranks, but of course now trying to make the grade at senior level. Here's Palmer. Palmer looks to his right-hand side. Here's Cabango. Back into Palmer. Chelsea Loney. Palmer then drives forward infield diagonally. On it comes now to Roberts, up to Ayew on the corner of the penalty area. Lovely quick dancing feet, gets the shot away, and he's scored. And Ayew off the bench does what he's been brought on to do. He twisted and turned inside the corner of the penalty area, and his bending shot had too much of an arc on it for a diving Joe Wildsmith, and Swansea City are level in the 60th minute. Swansea 1, Wednesday 1.
Well, the ball into Ayew was terrific, but the movement of Ayew, which was, I have to say, Van Aken really stood off him, and he shouldn't have stood off him. He should have actually stayed tighter with him. He's allowed him to go onto his left foot, which he's very strong at. Should know where the strength is of the player, but he's gone into his left foot and put it into the far corner, giving Wildsmith no chance whatsoever.
They switch play out towards the far side. It's Championship football on BBC Radio Sheffield. Sheffield Wednesday all square at Swansea. Reach opened the scoring with an excellent corner routine. Ayew, the substitute, equalised. Dancing feet and then an arcing drive, and now Grimes 25 yards out fires his shot off the back of Patterson at virtually point-blank range, as it's turned into Ayew again, and as it's scooped up in the air on the half volley, Burnham knocks it behind for a Swansea corner.
I mean, that's the kind of striker that you need if you're in tight situations. If the ball goes into him, it sticks, and Ayew is certainly he's very good with his back to goal. That's where the problem's been caused.
There's no doubt Swansea are the better team now. Wednesday were the better team in the first half, and it looks as though defensive changes are coming, with Joy Pelupesi just taking off his bib, fluorescent yellow bib, and getting one or two instructions. As it is, Wednesday are defending a corner. Yandanda stands over it on the far touchline, the left. Scoops in at the near post. Kachunga's header gets the ball away. It will drop on the apex of the penalty area. Barry Bannon brings it under control, but he's immediately dispossessed. Back it comes to Danda. 40 yards from goal. He hits it right-footed, and it screams through the 18-yard box and just wide. Wildsmith didn't have to make the save, but he dived the right way.
Yeah, he dived the right way. You've just got to be careful that they don't drop too deep and allow players like him to pick the ball up from 30 yards and bring it forward and still get an opportunity to get a shot at goal. Got to really be careful of that.
Feeds it out from the back here, and Bennett will bring it forward then for Swansea City into Palmer. Palmer tracked by Kachunga, then Palmer forward it goes to Routledge. Might open up here now for Smith, who brings in Ayew. Dangerous, and a good fingertip save from the shot of Andre Ayew by Wildsmith.
Referee had a right blooper there. He gave a goal kick to start with, and all the players surrounded him. He realised he made a mistake. Wildsmith definitely saved that shot, tipped it over the crossbar.
It's crowded in there. There's only Bannon and one of the Swansea players, who's about 30 yards from goal, not directly involved in the action.
Guess where this ball's going?
So here's Grimes with the corner from the right-hand side, right at the death, right into the 6-yard box. It pinballs around, it's still pinballing around, goalmouth scramble. Wildsmith gets a touch to it, and it's looped in, and it's looped over the top of Wildsmith and in, but the referee, I think, had already blown his whistle.
Yeah, he's blown his whistle. He'd give a free kick, but
the Swansea players surround the referee. Ayew's right in at his face. He'll get a yellow card for the protests, and Wednesday, well, can breathe a sigh of relief right at the end. That
was a horrendous moment there. I think what they were trying to say is that Patterson, his foot was high up, but it was nowhere near a player, and they're all crying out for it, saying it should have got a free kick or a penalty. I think Ayew's the main instigator of that in terms of shouting at the referee, and he ended up got a yellow card for it.
Well, he's still protesting Andre Ayew as Joe Wildsmith just cleans his studs on the post, preparing to take this goal kick. You'd imagine
it's got to be the last kick.
That'll be the last action. So Wildsmith then takes a few paces back from the football. All the players are in and around the middle third. On Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield, Wildsmith loops the ball high at field. Patterson underneath it wins the header as the referee calls full time here in South Wales. Swansea 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, and a point well earned by the Owls in the end. They took the lead in a first half in which they were the better team as Adam Reach fired in from about 10 yards out. It was a brilliantly worked corner routine. Swansea made 1 or 2 changes then. They were the better team in the second half. They had a couple of opportunities prior to Andre Ayew's equaliser. Josh Van Aken was taken off for his part in that, not been close enough to the Ghanaian, who bent the ball in past Joe Wildsmith, and then right at the death, a goalmouth scramble. Swansea thought that they were going to get something more significant. In the end, it was a free kick to Wednesday and a yellow card for Andre Ayew, and a point for Wednesday to take back to South Yorkshire.